Welcome back to another intermission interview here on the Rock Lobster Network. Matteen Rad here as always, and joined today by a first-time guest, Matthew Garcia. Matt, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Good to talk to you. I want to start at the very beginning of your journey, which starts in Homer Glen, Illinois, about 32 miles southwest of downtown Chicago. I doubt many people, especially here in Georgia, know much of Homer Glen. What can you tell us about home?
Yeah, I mean, Elmer Glen is only like a half hour from Chicago too. It's really close to everything. Really close to the AAA team Chicago Fury. Arctic Ice Rink is where I spent a lot of my time. In that area, there's a lot of rinks, and the story, like the joke story, is you can't go more than 15 minutes without driving and finding an ice rink. So it was really beneficial for me as a kid.
You actually worked at an ice rink, didn't you? You worked for 5 years at Canlan Sports. You were able to have some important positions in that organization, really just through kind of your own willingness, motivation, self-belief. Can you tell your story about your time there?
Yeah, I had a lot of positions there. I started as a youth hockey instructor. I loved it. I always loved, teaching kids how to skate, how to play hockey in general. My old coach for high school, Doug Boss, he brought me on. Uh, Great guy, great mentor, teaching that way. And then the position a couple years down the road fell in my lap to help with the youth hockey director position, especially with the 3-on-3 for this summer when I come home from school. It taught me a lot. Loved every second of it. Thanks again, like to Brooks Clinton, everyone that helped me out in that ring was great.
You would end up traveling 2 hours south of home to go to Illinois State University. You just graduated in July. I know your time playing ACHA hockey as a Redbird meant a lot to you. What made the campus of ISU so welcoming to you?
Yeah, it's funny because I come down here I see the campus of UGA and it is massive. It is about got to be double, maybe the size of Illinois State's campus. And I love that, like, kind of a smaller campus feel. It wasn't that small. It was still a school of 22,000 plus. But my time there, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was great. The teammates were great. I was able to live with my best friend 8 years. He was the captain. I was the assistant captain towards the end of our tenure there. Uh, the coaching was great. They were fun. I learned a lot there. It helped me grow as a player, and it got me to experience a lot of different things that I didn't experience with youth hockey. Good learning experiences and great stories I'll always have.
You're one of the lone guys on this team that's coming straight from ACHA hockey onto the roster. How did this opportunity arise for you? And how quickly did it all progress with you just graduating in July and now, about 5 months later, you're playing pro hockey?
Yeah, extremely fast. It all progressed extremely fast. Um, Oh, I was playing hurt. I had a high ankle sprain going into nationals, and I thought I was going to be done. Once we lost to, well, personally, I think we lost to a team we shouldn't have lost to. My in our nationals game, and then wasn't sure what I was going to do next, and then thankfully Coach Martinson reached out, and we were able to talk. And then I was able to reach out back to him. We were able to get into talks, and then it happened. And I think I was funny because one of my roommates was joking, and they were like, "Your name was the only name on the website for like a while." So I was like, "Oh, I guess I was that first kid." And then it was just from there, everyone was like, "Oh, it was the first kid." But it was really cool, a really really cool experience. I was excited to join a team where I'm coached by such a coach that has the best reputation in hockey that I've ever had. And just over these short few games, I've learned so much. And I'm blessed that I was able to communicate with them and join the team.
What kind of put you in that position to draw Coach Martinson's eye? Was it just because, he was kind of mostly based out of Illinois at that point? Did that have a large part to play in it?
Yeah, massive part to play in it for sure. I was also his son was part of the Redbirds as well. That was one of our biggest connecting pieces there is too.
Matt, you've been in Illinois pretty much your entire life. Was it at all a difficult decision to move so far away from everything you've known?
Yeah, it's the South is the hospitality is awesome. The people have been awesome. The fans have been amazing. Um, I've never heard so many y'alls in Thai. So that's something a little new for sure. And it was hard, being a little younger, moving. It was a 15-hour drive, not being able to wake up and, you know, if I wanted to go home from school for 2.5 hours, I was able to go. All my family is from Illinois, except for a couple of people who live in Arizona. So again, this was a totally new area for me. And it's been really easy. The team's made it really easy. Again, the fans, the city of Athens has made it real easy, and I don't have zero regret for anything I've done so far.
You know, that kind of segues beautifully into my next question. What has the learning experience been like for you this year, given that this is one of really the most veteran teams that we have in this league? And now you have the senior members of this team like Carter Shinkarik, Justin Portillo, Garrett Milan. What have guys like that in this team taught you in your first professional season?
Oh God, where do I start? Especially with those three names. Like Carter's been, I couldn't think of a better like captain to learn from and watch what they do on a day-to-day life than Carter. Same with Portsy. Portsy's always getting us fired up, always teaching different things. Just watching these guys. Like I've never played juniors. I've never been in a fight, and I'm learning from like Ports, who I mean, that's got to be like learning from one of the best kids, the most dangerous kids in the league at fighting, and he's taught me so much in that respect, how to be a person. Same with Carter, same with Millsy. Millsy being there and being labeled as our assistant coach, he really does like teach little certain aspects. If he sees something, he's going to say something, and that's you can't ask for anything better than that, especially with all his knowledge, his skill. It's someone all three of them, but him too. It's just someone you want to be around and be a sponge and absorb all that stuff. Mallow Johnson too. He's been a great guy to like help out, great locker room guy. You get to see how he conducts himself, hard to play against, and almost I could go on and on about every single veteran on this team. They've all helped me so much. Being so young, it's really been a gift to learn from this team.
Garth, something that's stood out to me about you whenever we see pictures of the team at events reaching out to the community, talking to fans, it always seems like your face is out in the forefront. It really seems like you're taking to the community aspect of being a part of this team. What are you liking about kind of that whole realm thus far?
Everything the team, like the fans, especially at Illinois State, like we did a little bit of stuff along those lines, but it wasn't that much. And I always pushed that we should be doing more, getting involved with everything more often. Like we always had skate with the Redbirds and stuff, and the youth hockey team would come out, and that would be enjoyable. We should have done more. And so when the media team was asks for volunteers or whenever it is, especially with the youth hockey program that we've been working so closely with, one of the first times down here, doing the ball hockey, I had a blast. I think it's just as fun or more fun for me to be interacting with the kids, playing ball hockey with the kids. I even walked away with a battle scar. One of them cut my ankle, and it was awesome. Best time I've had. Uh, just being on the team, getting out there and like showing that we're here, we're in the community. We want to help the community. We want to be involved and have fun. Not only put on a show on the ice, but be there in the community to help make it better.
A lot of work went into the first part of the season, 11 road games, everything building up to that first ever home game against the Seawolves. And you, of course, had the distinct pleasure to score the first ever goal in Aikensport Arena, right in front of the Mississippi bench, about a step in front of the blue line. You sent a shot that their goaltender never saw. Maybe he saw it on the replay, but he didn't see it as it was coming his way. Just take us through that moment, what you saw, what you felt, and what you experienced from the time the pass made it to the blade of your stick to the time you took that knee at center ice.
Yeah, I could go back even to the beginning of the game, when our names are calling out, and the energy that the fans in Georgia brought to a hockey game. It was shocking and awesome to see. I didn't know. I've never been to the South. I didn't know how many fans would be there to start, but the hype was true. The fans came out. It was unbelievable. It was a great experience for my first home game for sure. Um, and I had a puck out on my stick, and I know you coach says a shot on net's never a bad shot. I took it, shot it. Portsy had a great screen. He's a big man to see around, so it makes a ton of sense why he never saw that shot. And it hit. I just saw it go in at the last second, and I couldn't believe it. It was two great feelings for me. One, a relief where I haven't scored in the year yet, and I got my opportunity to score, and it was like almost like a monkey off the back. Like, okay, like I'm here. I'm helping contribute to the scoring aspect. And then two, it hit me when I dropped to a knee in the center of the ice. Like, I scored the first goal in this home building, and to hear the fan support, and it was, I mean, I still can't believe it till now. I had a family text me, friends text me. Funny enough, Ed Coffey, the goalie, was a goalie that I played at Illinois State. He played for Maryville. So I had old teammates text me being like, no way, like your first goal was against Coffee, who we played last year against Maryville all the time. And I had scored, I think, a couple of times in college as well. So it was it was a surreal moment, and I can't believe it still.
I mean, talk a little bit more about, a year ago, you're thinking to yourself, all right, I'm going to graduate this summer. I'm going to try and get a sales job or, whatever my next step is. And now you're scoring a professional goal, your first ever professional goal. And not only that, but it came in such a big moment. I mean, talk about kind of what this means for you on a personal level.
It means a ton. I still get whenever someone texts me or a family texts me, I still get a chill down my spine, and I know that I made the best decision I possibly could have made. The love of the game is always there, and it was still there when I was about to leave school, and I couldn't leave yet. I couldn't walk away from it yet. And again, going back to coach, to even be on the same bench as him and absorb the knowledge, like hockey, for some, it ends whenever. Sometimes it's unforgiving like that, right? And I love working with youth. So down the road, down the ladder, when it's all said and done, just to learn from coach, play in this league, and my drive, like my love for the game and working with youth hockey, that'll help me set up for a coaching job down the line as well. As long as I'm having that great piece of paper that says I was able to graduate from school.
Matt, you're the first guy on the team that I've gotten to talk to since that home game. It was electric for me, and I wasn't even on the ice. I mean, what were the feelings going through you and the boys' minds? Had anyone else on the team ever experienced anything like that before?
I can't speak for the rest of the team, but I've never experienced a new opening rink in a city that hasn't had much experience with hockey except for the UGA Bulldogs, and it was again, it's hard. It's awesome to have been a part of for what everything that happened. Every game for us is a must win, right? We always come on. We always want to win. There is no losing. We all hate to lose. But that game felt like it was either a do or die, right? No one wants to see a team lose after all the hype, all the stuff that went into it, all the hard work the front office staff did, all the hard work the media team did, all the hard work you've done to promote the hype of the team. So it was relieving to get that win at home, and the reaction, besides hearing a couple of quarters or the fourth period at the end of the game when my parents were sitting in the stands, sitting in the stands and listening to some of the fans talk about it. We're learning though, and Athens is here, and we're I think it's slowly becoming a hockey city, which is great.
No doubt, Matt. We're excited to get back in there. A home and away series this weekend against the Columbus River Dragons. Matt, thank you for joining me today.
No problem, team. Thanks for having me.